we doing this time, V? Another horror stories? What? Why? Why do you always have to scare me? I'm tired of pooping my pants. Running out of underwear, sir. Running out of underwear.
I love horror stories. So, we're going to be watching 3 true, scary social media horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. One of my favorite channels to have in the background when editing our videos, playing Minecraft, pretty much anything, because it's just stories, and I freaking love stories. And he puts sound effects in them, which makes them so much more better.
Tears.
So we're pretty much just going to be listening and then reacting to what we hear, because it's just photos, sound effects. There isn't really videos. So it's going to be quite the experience. The original video, the link to that will be in the description down below, as well as the link to the channel for Mr. Nightmare. Let's get into this. Let's do it! Let's do it! Story 1, King Dude. Story 2, Daniel Sternberger.
I was on Instagram browsing through my feed. I saw my best friend Alexis posted a picture of herself sitting by the side of her backyard pool with her friend. So I liked it and planned on leaving the comments. I read through all her other comments first, and at the very bottom, a comment left only a minute ago was from a man with the username Jam00235. It said, "You are a very hot little lady." I should mention we're both 16, and when I clicked on this guy's profile, he appeared to be like 40. Most of his pictures were of random landscapes. Some were of varying random objects, like a half-full bottle of beer and some weird stone statue.
Creepy.
Most of his pictures had no likes. Some had like 1 or 2 likes at most. He only had 15 followers, yet he followed over 100 people, including Alexis. I texted her about the comment and told her she should remove it and block his account.
Pretty normal.
She promptly replied, "Yeah, I know, it's so creepy." She blocked the account, and I went about liking and commenting on the picture like I originally planned on doing. The next day after school, Alexis and I walked home together since we lived right across the street from each other. On our way home, we noticed a white car driving slowly in the street next to us. It was a little suspect, so Alexis told me to come to her house with her. Whoever was driving that car slowed down when we got to her house, then sped away as soon as we entered.
That's a lot of creepy.
It was the sketchiest thing we'd ever seen, and we almost felt like we were being followed.
No doubt.
Do they have their address on their
house the rest of the day? We worked on our biology project together.
Probably.
Then we just hung out until late at night since we had no school the next day. It was often that I'd spend the whole day at Lexi's house.
Who would put a light that close to your Chrome dome?
I guess
we ordered a pizza.
It looks like it's like for a reading light, you know? So, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but it
just the two of
does
us
look like an awkward placement.
We were being as loud as we wanted. We heard a knock at the front door of the house. Just slightly, though, since we were upstairs in her room. Alexis went downstairs to open the door, but she's a really cautious person, so when I didn't hear her open the front door, I had a feeling she was peeking out the window to make sure it was the pizza guy. I was confused when I heard her quietly rushing back up the stairs into her room. She shut the door and looked at me with her mouth wide open and said there's some creepy guy on her stoop. I didn't believe her. I thought it had to be the pizza guy.
Get the shotgun.
I went downstairs with her to check the window. There was no one on the stoop, though. As she was swearing that she wasn't lying, the doorknob to the back door turned. Someone tried pushing the door open, but the lock prevented it. We looked at each other with horrified expressions on our faces and ran back to her room. She locked the door and sat in fear on her bed. We thought as long as we waited in her room, we'd be okay, and whoever was out there would go away. But something completely unexpected happened next. Alexis screamed and pointed at the window, where a man's head was visible, looking into the room. The man was holding a camera up to the glass. What made the sight even more horrifying was the fact that we were on the 2nd floor, which meant this man climbed up onto the patio roof. I screamed in horror too as we ran to the basement, perhaps the safest place in the house. We stayed
Why
down
would
there
you
the
think
rest
that?
of the night until Lexi's parents came home, and we told them all about what happened. They were shocked, but really what could anyone do? I went home that night to see a text on my phone from Alexis, saying she just looked back
How
at
the
the
hell did
random
you get to the
man's
window?
Instagram
They're on the
account
third floor.
and saw that the person's
It's the
face
second
matched
floor,
the
and she
person
said there
who
was a
was at the
patio
window.
roof.
I looked
Oh, I
at it
didn't hear
too
that.
and agreed. I told her to report the account to the authorities. She didn't know how. Honestly, I didn't either. So I told her to wait until the next day to figure it out. However, the next day, the account was deleted. Either that or renamed. No one ever saw that man again, but we do keep our Instagram accounts on private now.
I do
Good
not
idea.
blame you. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, that's just creepy. Get a shotgun.
Story number 2.
My friends and I have a Snapchat group together, which means when someone sends a picture to the group, everyone gets the picture. There's 5 of us in the group: Marvin, Glenn, Joe, and Jared. One day at school, Jared told me he lost his phone and didn't have Find My iPhone on, which sucked for him, but oh well, what could we really do about it?
Well,
The rest of us
On my
continued
phone.
about our daily lives.
Sounds like a
I
team
was at the
thing.
gas station and saw a funny-looking guy who looked like he didn't know how to use a gas pump, so I thought it would be funny to sneak a quick video of him and send it to the Snap group that I had with my friends. I got home and checked Snapchat and saw the Snap was opened. I checked which of my friends opened it and was kind of surprised to see Jared's name under the opened list. I texted Jared asking if he found his phone, but the text never said delivered. I asked all my other friends if they'd spoken to Jared about his phone. Joe said he was hanging out with Jared as we spoke. He also said Jared did not find his phone. He put Jared on the phone for me and told me to come over. When I got to Joe's house, he and Jared had already thought to look at the Snap map to see that the location had not been turned off, and it said whoever was using Jared's phone last opened it 4 minutes ago. Its location was an abandoned construction grounds.
It actually
Ready to
looks
go
like
kick
that.
some
That is a
ass, or at
scary
least thinking
feature
we
to
were.
have on your
We
phone.
agreed
Yeah.
to drive down to the construction site. Getting there was quick and easy, but hopping the fence and navigating in the dark was a different story.
Why would you go at night?
According to the Snap map, Jared's iPhone was somewhere in a big abandoned building in front of us. The 3 of us, all above 6 foot, definitely felt we could get the better of anyone in a fight. But what was this person doing in this building at this hour? The situation was just too unsettling.
No doubt.
We found a big hole in the wall where we could enter the building. Joe and I used our phone lights to find our way
Let's
through the
go in.
building. It was cold and
Middle of
empty
the
in
night.
there, besides the rubble and
I guess
graffiti
the phone's that
everywhere,
important.
and every little sound created an echo.
Oh,
The last time Snapchat
I know,
updated
mine wouldn't be.
Jared's
I'd just go
location
get a new
was
phone.
5 minutes ago. But the location was right on top of us. It didn't seem like anyone or anything was on the first floor, so we went to the second floor. We found ourselves in a big empty room. Joe checked the location of Jared's phone one more time, and it appeared that all 3 of our phones were in the same exact location, which was weird. Where could his phone be? The sound of a digital camera shutter, accompanied with a blindingly bright flash coming from an adjacent room, made the 3 of us freeze like a deer in headlights. Then Jared was the first one to run for it, screaming. Joe and I followed suit, running back down the stairs and out the hole to the outside. We got to the car and drove back to Joe's house. On the way back,
Guess the
Joe
phone
and I
wasn't
got a
important after all.
Snapchat from Jared's phone. I was the first one to open it, and it was a picture of the 3 of us standing in that room with the caption, "Run." We never went back to that building for his phone. In fact, after that, the location on Jared's phone was turned off, until, of course, Jared signed in on a different phone.
fortunate.
Yeah. Time to get a new phone. This is why I don't have
All my friends-
Instagram or any of that stuff. Nope. Yep.
But now he does.
I only have a couple. I don't have Snapchat.
Instagram.
Not on my phone, I don't. You have it on yours. I have to download it on my phone.
Got Twitter.
Shut up.
Friends were telling me to make a Tinder, so I figured why not. I set up an account and used 4 of the best pictures of myself I could find. Pretty soon, I was already getting matches. I sent a message to just about everyone who matched me on the first day. Only 3 responded, one of whom was a gorgeous brunette girl who was just so easy to talk to.
I'm going to assume that the blur is to blur out the
Personal information in the background.
the printing, yeah, because like I saw some of those pictures like Thursday.
That would make sense.
Everything I said, she had a perfect response to. Even when I said something awkward or regrettable, she'd reply in a way that would fix it and make me feel better about what I said. I quickly got her number. I was a little disappointed to see green text instead of blue text, meaning she didn't also have an iPhone, but we quickly made plans to meet up that same night.
Doesn't matter.
She wanted me to come over to her place to hang out.
Why does that matter? And
Can't have a date because I'm an iPhone person and you're an Android.
I could see.
Yeah.
I could see if you wanted to do like an iMessage and all that, where you could do like the video chatting back and forth. Makes sense. So you could at least see what the person looks like. This video was taken. I can't think of that. What's that app thing that people use? The leggy. That video.
Skype?
Skype. Thank you. Couldn't use Skype. See if she was real beforehand. I feel like this is just gonna go bad for this.
Yeah, but we don't truly know if that's the reason why it's a bummer that have iPhone, whatever phone.
No, you're right. I'm just assuming.
But it's still like, it's still a weird thing to say. I have iPhone. It sucks. Why does it matter?
Yeah. Not your phone. Difference doesn't make.
Weird.
Out. I was okay with that. It said her house was 20 minutes away on my phone. I left around 9 p.m. and pulled up to the address. Apparently it was a small condominium type building. Honestly, it looked kind of ghetto and sketchy.
And you leave.
You think?
I texted her to let her know I was there. She replied back quickly saying the outside door was broken, so I'd have to enter the condo from the front door and knock on the door in the hallway. The hallways had a weird, dreary lighting about them, and the doors to the condos looked kind of worn out. It was a tiny place. There were maybe 10 condos in total in the whole building. I came to the door with the number 7 on it, the door she told me to come to, and noticed it was half open. Inside, I could see a dark apartment-like room lit up only by the blue glow of the TV that was on.
Oh.
I knocked on the door, making it open a little more,
Run.
making the crack between the door and the door hinges slightly bigger, which allowed me to see someone standing behind the door, with their eye pressed up to the crack, looking at me. It appeared they were waiting for me to enter, to catch me by surprise and grab me. I figured this out right away, so I pulled the door shut and took the few seconds of time it might buy me to run back out the door I came in and back to my car.
Yeah.
I drove home feeling like my heart was punching my chest the whole way back. I deleted my Tinder that same night and never touched the app since.
Blame you. Don't blame you. I just.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't. This is why you go someone's house the first night on a Tinder date or anything like that. They can talk to them for more than 3 hours, spark up a conversation, see if they're actually a real person, and maybe even throw some actually suspicious, messed up questions to see what the actual response is. I don't understand. Ugh. Highly unfortunate.
With all the social media stuff, it's hard to trust if the person is.
That's my point exactly. You never know who
Really
the
hard.
other person on the other end is. Why do you just willy-nilly agree to go meet with somebody that you just met a couple hours prior? It could be anybody.
Just do what every 30, 40-year-old person does when they're single. Go to the grocery store.
I was gonna go with bar, but okay. Grocery store works.
Oh, you didn't know? The bar is where you get, one night stands. The grocery store is where you find your soulmates.
Fair enough.
I don't know if that's actually true. Don't listen to any of that.
Stay in school. kids.
Never had to do it.
Meet him in school. Look up with your
Meet him in
stay with your school
high school
words.
sweetheart.
Thank you, V. Appreciate the assistance, cause tongue broken. And on that note, sign us out, sir.
Thank you for watching this reaction, you guys. That was 3 True Scary Social Media Horror Stories by Mr. Nightmare. Again, both links to the channel and the original video will be in the description down below, as always. If you liked the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, suggest a video if you like it as well. Share this video with your friends and hit that bell so you know exactly when we post a video. We post a video daily. We will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.